Hey everyone, welcome to Rider Roundup, Bankrupt Pensioners' weekly edition of looking through motorcycle news at some of the stories. So, welcome to the channel. My name's Richard. Let's get started. So, let's have a look at what we're going to be talking about today. So, I've obviously got a Triumph Tiger, so we're going to have a look at what's in the magazine this week for the Triumph Tiger of 2024. Then we're going to turn to page 4 about Yamaha and them thinking about hydrogen as a fuel source for their motorcycles. Hydrogen is nothing new. There's a good reason politically why hydrogen is not wanted on the streets. And we'll talk about that in a bit. And I'd love to know what your thoughts are on that, hydrogen. Next, Norton. 2 new Nortons are available, one at £42,000 or £43,000, and the Commando is now available at something like £17,000. We're going to be talking about that. Next, deals of the week. We have a Zero DSRX. Available for something like 17 grand. We're going to talk about that. And then we're going to have a look at a quick kit deals, and I'll show you where you can get better prices than that in motorcycle news. It's only on one product. And then what we're going to do is look at the classifieds within motorcycle news, and I'm going to compare some of those classifieds to other bikes that are available on the marketplace. Same model, same mileage, all that kind of stuff. And let's see if the prices are just right or just wrong. Okay, so we'll do that. So I'm looking at page 34 of Motorcycle News this week, and it's talking about the Triumph Tiger 900 for 2024, which has had a few slight upgrades. First things that, I've got the 2022, I got it at the end of 2022, so it's actually about a year old now. I got the 900 GT. I didn't need the GT Pro, but I got mine for an exceptionally good price. I think I paid about £10,500 for a brand new bike. But there's some interesting little comments here. It says, smooth sailing. Although the T-plane crank and uneven firing offers a quirky riding experience. Stop there. It does not. If you're thinking about buying a Triumph Tiger with the T-plane crank, it doesn't offer a quirky riding experience. It's just like a normal motorbike. It also says it has a tendency to be vibey, especially through the bars. I never noticed that on my journey to France and back. I never noticed that. I didn't get any buzzy feeling in my fingers or thumbs or hands or up my arms or anything like that, or in my backside. I never had that problem. Maybe mine's the exception. But they do tend to, is this a justification for moving forward into the 2024 edition? So if you're thinking about buying the 2023 or earlier, I wouldn't be too worried about that, So, my version has 94 horsepower. The new version has 106. 99.99% of riders of the Tiger will never take advantage of the 94 horsepower that my bike offers. Never. And therefore, they will never take advantage of the 106 horsepower for the 2024 edition. Why are we making things much more powerful? Why are we making much more powerful machines? It also says here that the economy is rising to 60 miles per gallon. I already get 60 miles per gallon, and I did an extreme test where I used the cruise control at 64 miles per hour for a test to see how much I could get out of the machine, and I got a surprising 79 miles per gallon. Yeah, there's a video on that in the past. You can always look through the library of videos. But yeah, I got 79 miles per gallon doing constant 64 miles per hour. So, you know, we need to think in a different way. What else? Excuse the noise of the dogs. Don't worry about that. It has Pro guys center stand. The GT Pro always had a center stand. It's got heated seats, both rider and passenger. I think the rider on the GT Pro had heated seats, maybe the passenger as well. So there's not a lot of change in this. Wouldn't it have been better to, instead of produce a new bike that does 106 horsepower, to keep to 94 horsepower, and through the passage of economy, reduce the price? So the GT is going to be going at something like £12,200, with the GT Pro something 13,000, whatever it is. But would it not be better to look at the GT and say, instead of charging 12,200, we'll bring it in, the 2024, with a 94 horsepower engine, and charge 12,000? Because we keep on going up, the prices keep on going up, the horsepower keeps on going up, the economy, generally speaking, comes down, even though it's ULEZ compliant, which makes it a bit bizarre. I'd love to know what your thoughts are. On the GT Pro, it's got a quick shifter. There we are. I'd love to know what your comments are. Do you use your quick shifter? And does it turn you into Barry Sheen or not? I don't know. I don't know. Do you know when you're riding to work and the traffic is steady and that, are you using the quick shifter or do you still use the clutch? I'm just curious. Let's have a look. Is there anything else? Frugal Touring Companion. GT Pro, priced well for the specification. Yep. Throttle happy. Yeah, 55 miles per gallon on twisty throttle happy roads, rising to 60 miles per gallon down A roads. I was getting 60 miles per gallon down to France, doing 85 mile an hour, which is the legal speed limit over there. So, you know, just saying. So, the Triumph 900 GT Pro, £13,900. Yeah, and I believe that the GT model is 12,200. There we are. I don't know what the rally is, but I'd love to know what your thoughts are. I really would. Comment below. Are you thinking about getting the 2024? Have you already got the previous version of the 900? What's your thoughts? Is it such a big gap between the 2023 and previous 900s and the 2024? It's getting you up out of your seat and saying, I need that bike. I need to replace my current 900. What's it doing for you? Comment below. I will respond to you. Let's move on to the next subject. We need to find the next step. Yamaha looking into hydrogen fuel. We talk in the context of hydrogen fuel being a new thing. It's not. It simply is not. It wasn't that. You know, in a scenario, it wasn't that long ago, was it in the 70s or 60s, that people got that desperate with the price of fuel? They were running their vehicles in the UK off the fumes, off the methane fumes from chicken shit. So it's the same principle. It's a gas that explodes. When it comes to hydrogen, we have water. H, hydrogen, 2 of, oxygen. So two atoms of hydrogen to 1 oxygen. We then split those to remove the oxygen, remove the hydrogen through electrolysis, and we can then store the hydrogen and then use that as the fuel, the gas that runs our internal combustion engines. But they are talking about hydrogen cells and things like that. Now, hydrogen has been used and is used. You can see it all over YouTube on internal combustion engines where people have converted their vehicles to run on hydrogen gas. It is a low pressure gas, yes? So we've already got LPG solutions out there at the petrol stations. It just needs converting over to hydrogen. So that's not a major challenge. My personal thing is that if we all went hydrogen, like we've all gone electric, well, we haven't all gone electric, then within a year or two, you would find kits, let's call them kits, on YouTube, not on YouTube, on eBay, where you can create your own hydrogen. So you'll take your tap water, add a couple of chemicals, split the oxygen away from the hydrogen, store the hydrogen, and then put it in your cars. That is a major challenge to the government, because how are they going to tax you on fuel if you're taking water either from the gutters on your house or out of the tap? How are they going to do that? If I was a government, I wouldn't want and I needed tax revenue from fuel, which the government currently enjoys. I wouldn't want my minions within the country to be creating their own fuel from hydrogen, from water. It's just a thought. What are your comments on that? Now, I know it's today, it's expensive to create hydrogen. I understand that, but it was the same with petrol 130 years ago. It was the same. And through the passage of time, and we move much more quickly than what we do today, than then, it will become very, very cheap to create hydrogen. It will be. What do you think? So there, Yamaha's European president talks future fuels and the viability of hydrogen. Oh, by the way, JCB trucks are already using hydrogen to power their machines. Yeah, so it's already been proven. It's in their tractors and things like that. They're already using hydrogen. Just a thought. What's your thought on that? So this is nothing new. They're talking in the context like this is some new miracle. It is not. It's nothing new. I'd love to know what you think, what your thoughts are. I really would. Let's take it from there. Let's move on. Page 6. Norton go global. Company CEO quizzed on brand's next move following model release delays. So the CEO, Dr. Robert Henschel, has confirmed to MCN that the new combustion engine models are on the way, and acknowledges delays for the £42,000 V4CR model. Right, the naked V4CR will be limited to just 200 models. So that's 2 times 4. My God, these numbers are phenomenal. Norton have been through an interesting phase. They almost, they've been up and down like a fiddler's elbow over the last years, with various conspiracies and whatever words you want to use. You would have thought that they would have looked at a model organisation, another British model organisation, such as, I don't know, BSA, Royal Enfield, I know they're made in India, or even Triumph, and brought models that were reachable to the masses. I know that they've got the new Commando coming, that's at £17,000. That's a lot of money for a Commando. It does remind me of the, I hate to say it, but it does remind me of the DeLorean era, where it's up and down and you never know which way it's going. And I would be, I would be very cautious about spending £42,000 on a model from such a niche organisation that's made itself very niche. It really is niche. And is it going to exist next year? Is it going to exist in 2026? I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. But, £42,000 for a motorcycle that has the performance of a new Honda CBR 1000RR, which sells for 24,000. 24,000 is enough money from my perspective, but to get the same performance from a niche company that hasn't got the breadth and experience of someone like Honda, it makes me think, are you looking down the right telescope at this? Would it not be better to make a solution like, I don't know, the Triumph Street Twin to start off with, which retails at £9,000? I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? Comments below. Are you happy to pay £42,000 on something that's on plan? Or off plan, as I should say. And then this CEO is complaining about the quality of the products that their suppliers are bringing in. No wonder the bike's at £42,000. What do you think? What do you think? Are you happy to pay £42,000? They're taking orders now where you can pay £1,000 deposit to get the V4CR, one of the limited 200 models. I'm not sure what the warranty plan will be on something that expensive. And will an organisation like Norton exist? Because it's now run by accountants. Yeah, it's run by accountants. It's not like the past where there was interesting usage of pension funds, etc. But that's something of the very recent past. So it's run by accountants now. And interesting. What's your thoughts? Tell me what your thoughts are. Are you happy to spend £42,000? Are you happy to spend £17,000 from an organisation for the Commando? What's your thoughts? I don't know. Would you prefer to stick with Triumph or Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, Suzuki, based on those numbers? What would you do? I don't know. It's really interesting stuff. I'm glad they're coming back, but you're looking at true high performance machines that are available for much less money and have the same performance. I guess the distance between 24 grand and 42 grand is the price you pay for nostalgia of a Norton name. And the Norton name goes back to the 1970s and 60s. And they weren't that great then. Like the Triumphs weren't that great then. Hence why Norton and Triumph went under, and the Japanese manufacturers just flooded the marketplace. Not sure. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts? Let me know. Let's move on to the next subject. Deals of the week. Right. Here we are. Save £6,156 on the Zero DS RX. So currently now, instead of it being something like £24,000 for an electric bike, it's currently £17,994, £18,000. So that's £18,000 on an electric bike, which has a range, I understand, of about 160 miles from a town perspective. And if you're on the motorways or doing 65 mile an hour and above, and the weather is perfect and it's not cold, it'll do 85 miles. I don't know how long it takes to charge. not what you expect. Oh, it's quite a heavy machine as well. It's 247 kilograms. Talking about the Norton that we were talking about for 42 grand, that weighed about 203 kilograms. So this electric bike is 247 kilograms. It's a hell of a heavy machine. It's the equivalent of 100 horsepower with its 17.3 kilowatt motor. Yeah, and it's quite tall at 828 millimeter seat height. So, but I'm sure it's absolutely fantastic. But £18,000 for a range on a nice warm day of 85 miles going down the motorways and things like that. And I don't know what the charging time is for this. I really don't know what the charging time is. Is it 3 hours to get a full charge, or does it quick charge in 20 minutes? Interesting. What's your thoughts? Comment below. Would you like an electric bike? I think electric bikes do work well for the city, and if you are commuting backwards and forwards to work on a regular basis, I think that's what it works well at. Small machines that can reach a speed of 60 mile an hour comfortably on the A roads as you're going to work and back. I think that's okay. 20 horsepower, maybe a bit more, that's okay. But when we're talking 100 horsepower on an adventure bike that it's calling itself an adventure bike, that has a range of 85 miles on a warm day, something for you to consider. Something for you to consider. What's your thoughts? Are you ready to go and spend some 18,000 or 24,000 on a Zero DS RX? Are you ready to throw in your internal combustion engine and go electric for that price? Interesting. Tell me what your thoughts are. Let's move on to the next subject. Kit deals, bargain hunter. This is page 13. I'm looking at, this is just an example. Oxford Aqua T50 roll bag. Ironically, I do have one of those and they are very good. But that's not the reason. Currently on page 13, it's showing a saving of 30% with the price of £54.95. Always do your research before you suddenly click on the link and go to wherever it is that Motorcycle News are promoting. On eBay, I can get this model for £54.95. £54.95. But on Amazon, and if you have Amazon Prime and free delivery, I can see this model at £50.30, saving you somewhere in the region of £4 or £5. It's just a thought. Always do further investigation when you think it's 30% off or whatever. Always look for other places which will be selling whatever product it is. Remember, this is an example. Always do your research. Don't just click on the link and then go and buy it. You can often get it cheaper than what is being shown in Motorcycle News. That's the point. Don't rush in. Don't just buy it. You might be able to get it cheaper. Yeah, there we are. There we've got a thought there. Okay, let's go on to the next subject. Okay, let's have a look at the classifieds now. There's a Royal Enfield in here, 2019 with 3,600 miles, £3,500. So that is now 5 years old. It's got 3,600 miles on it. It wants £3,500. Always do your research. I'm looking at a Royal Enfield Interceptor, 75 miles, yes, 2023 for £4,700. That's £1,000 more. Yeah, that's £1,000 more. They'll give you £200 off that, so you'll get it for £4,500. Yeah, always do your research. Right, let's have a look at the next bike. A final example, we have a GSF 1250S Bandit Suzuki with 27,600 miles on it, a 2008 edition, £1,500. That's somewhere in Hampshire. That sounds a really good price. It's well worth looking at, because if we look on eBay, that kind of year with that kind of mileage is going for about £3,500. Now is the time to buy. I've always said that if you're buying motorcycles, always buy them in the winter. It really is a great time to buy. We're in Christmas at the moment. People have spent a lot of money to get their presents for the kids and all that, and they're probably looking at getting rid of their motorcycle to back pay the money that they've already spent for the kids' PlayStations and all that good stuff. So it's a great opportunity to get some really good deals. If you know how to use a screwdriver, in this example, with this Bandit 1250, you may well be able to get a great deal for £1,500. I had one of these and put 22,000 miles on one in about a year and a half. And it was absolutely bomb-proof. Nothing went wrong. Nothing. That's just my thoughts. If you need a cheap bike to get to work and back on, £1,500. £1,500 for a 1250 Bandit, which has the top box and the two pannier. Somewhere in Hampshire. There you go. There you go. I hope you found this interesting, this part of the video. Tell me in the comments below what you want, what more you want to see, and we'll take it from there. Have a great New Year. Don't do anything too silly. Enjoy yourselves. Be kind to each other. Try to be fair with everybody that's around you. Yeah, you never know what their story is. Just try to be kind and just chill out a bit. Don't drink too much. Don't get too drunk. And I look forward to seeing you in 2024. Thanks ever so much for watching if you got this far. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. I'll see you very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.